You'll also notice my file that I had for the recording, the fan games list that I'm doing here down here. Needless to say, I was a lot better at this game the second time around. Oh, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to Team Pizza Plays another Metroid 2 remake. I, of course, am Whatthefnu.
And I am Drawman. I'm Drawman.
You know, it's a great episode when you start off with the laughter.
So, we were talking about AMV Hell,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to tell Fanu about my first experience with AMV Hell.
Well, I should probably establish this was before the recording started. I mean, if you've been following the series already, you probably know that this wasn't... Never mind. I'm losing my own train of thought here.
Oh no, we totally talked about AMV Hell in the last video. If you didn't see it, you're deaf.
If you didn't see it, you're... You know what? I'm just gonna let that one go. You're an elder god. You don't need to make sense.
Exactly. If you didn't smell it, you're blind. So basically, we were talking about my first experience with this thing you humans call AMV Hell, and what it was like for mine eyeballs and earballs. I was happily
I
at
feel
my
the need to ask. Everybody jokes about it. Do you actually have those?
earballs? Well, yes, I
Yeah.
do.
Alright, just clarifying. Continue.
They can be a pain to sleep in, but that's a story for another day. So, I was It was actually, I was sitting with the producer, and he showed me AMV Hell 3. I think it's called At Least I Still Have Chicken.
That was the tagline at the beginning, which is actually an old Klingon quote. I feel the need to mention that just so the Star Trek fans out there. I almost said Star Wars. That's how little I know of the franchise.
You have no idea how many times I say that by accident. It's, hey, guy, it's like, I was watching Star Wars and Mr. Spock, he died. I was sad. Did you say Star Wars? Yeah. It's Star Trek, draw, man. Oh.
I goofed. I done goofed.
I goofed super hard. Which brings me to AMV Hell 3. We were watching it, and it had that sick 3D car intro, which reminds me of
Which actually looks pretty low poly by today's standards. In fact, I'm pretty sure I could create something that looks better than that.
It really looks like like what they'd use as test animation for the old Nintendo 3D graphics.
I mean, hats off to them for the ambition. I will say, actually, feeling confident enough to give yourself a 3D intro when it's totally beyond your means, that's respectable in its own right.
Yeah, like, in no way am I insulting it. I'm actually stating this in a more nostalgic way, because old 3D footage was a little harder to come by, and also, how in movies or shows they have a kid to establish they play video games, but they don't have the money to show a licensed game. They
Yeah.
just bring out generic 3D footage that looks like it could be in a video game.
It kind of reminds you of that.
It reminds me super hard of that.
Those super made-up games that nobody has... Super Turbo Turkey Puncher Extreme.
Super God Battle Extreme Mature Content Parental Advisory Advised Edition.
Supposed to be Call of Duty 2015 Simulator.
Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5. I
wonder if there's a market for that. Like, you can actually sell Hollywood studios just footage of made-up video games.
I don't doubt that. Like, I know Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5 is an actual parody video on Machinima, if I recall. But, like, remember Mad TV?
Yes.
They did, one of their skits was Grand Theft Auto as a game show, where you have to spin the wheel and it's vehicular homicide, and they show faux 3D video game footage of a car ramming into the side of a bus, which is actually very true to how I played Grand Theft Auto, but I didn't care if it was crashable. I crashed it. So so basically that's what the intro to AMV Heck 3 reminded me of. faux 3D video game footage used by movies to say, this is video game the video game.
It's the most video game you've ever videoed.
This is more game for your video buck. It's actually an AMV. It's actually an AMV game. What was that? What was that AMV game called? Where it was one of the. It was that. It was part of the whole big. It was part of that big. It was part of the '90s scandal era of video games are filth for your mind. It was an AMV game where you had to.
Oh, Night Trap?
Thank you, Night Trap. Thank you. As soon as I said AMV game and scandal, because it was basically all these girls are in a slumber party. There's a killer. You've got to navigate through these rooms.
There's
to make
several
sure...
killers, technically, but yeah.
It was basically like that scene in Jurassic Park where the raptors are just right over the countertop and you've got to navigate away from them.
And it's also got terrible pop music.
Oh, it's super terrible. It was that good kind of terrible pop music. The kind where you can look back and laugh and go, you know, this was that time. This was the product of that era.
Oh, the camera changed there for a second. I got worried for a moment. It's like, wait a minute, did he run away? Do I have to find out where his new hiding place is? God damn.
Exactly. Wait, this monster here or the Night Trap?
This monster here.
Oh. You know, I want this monster to be a Night Trap. Aren't they remaking it?
I heard they were, except the Kickstarter didn't work.
Aww.
Unsurprisingly, nobody wanted to see a sequel to that game.
Come on, especially now in today's era where we know it's not being misogynistic or overly gruesome. It's just a fun game to navigate away from a killer. That's what Five Nights at Freddy's is.
Also Until Dawn, too, from what I've heard. Which is
Exact-
also...
Go on.
Whoa! That charge almost ended up straight... App. Okay, things are getting tight here.
Things are
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
dicey.
I'm gonna get out of there. The sad part is I don't think I actually have enough health to get back to where I was without dying.
Okay, I've got another tangent, but I'll finish this one first. That's one.
That was close. Now I just have to not aggro any of these damn things.
That looked like a pair of lungs with an eyeball. Look at those.
Yeah, aliens are weird.
I
That's the
know.
one oh no! Come on, Samus, you can do this. This is your time. This is your place.
You could do it, Samus. Don't puke after landing. Like, you know how dizzy she'd have to be after that? Like,
I'm pretty sure that's some kind of like G diffusal system, like they constantly try to put in your face in Star Fox.
Well, don't they defuse the G's in Star Fox by ripping off their legs and giving them cybernetic ones?
Didn't MadPad do a video on that whole subject? Like how it works, but only temporarily? Like the process would only be good for you for a day or two, and then you'd go right back to normal? Because because biology is weird like that. I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to say something that sounded relatively smart, but then brain happened.
Oh no, I like that. Then brain happened. I started thinking again. My dad warned me against that. Like I'll have to look that up. But
this door I can actually leave. For those of you who don't know, we had a failed episode that I had to scrap. Where yeah, we kind of got into a place that we shouldn't have been in yet.
We sequence broke in the wrong way.
Yeah, ended up fighting a boss, and I'm pretty sure I couldn't beat right now.
Yes.
So now we're actually entering this tower the correct way.
Now there's lava. So
all right, now we're right back to where we began this journey.
Right back where we started, in the beginning.
Right
in
where
the beginning.
I belong. That was the song I was thinking of back when we were talking about Linkin Park.
Yes!
The one that got me hooked on their music to begin with.
Somewhere I Belong?
Yes. That was the one I saw the music video, and just... This is everything I've ever wanted. Finally, I found people that understand me.
You know, it's... I think I've mentioned this. My first Linkin Park experience was In the End, and it was a Vegeta AMV someone made.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that.
And I liked it because I thought, wow, this sounds great. I like it. And it encapsulates how Vegeta gets his ass kicked every day. But you finish first.
Oh, I was pretty much done. It's just
Huh.
like I finally found a song that sort of matched up how I was feeling at that time because it's, speaking of how biology just works, it is a scientifically proven fact that everybody is angry when they're a teenager.
Oh, hell yeah. Why do you think when Charmander evolves into Charmeleon, he becomes ungrateful, rude, and arrogant? He's going through that teen awkward phase.
And that's the that's the funniest part of that whole thing is he never grew out of that.
Oh no, if Ash's Charizard were a poison, he'd very much be sitting at his laptop talking about old shows that are the best and note how none are good as they are now. Oh, we're Charizard. We throw fire at everyone.
I'm actually getting to that point. I think I might have mentioned it before, but I realized I'm at the point where I'm starting to get what most people would consider old. Like, I don't like a lot of the music that's on air anymore. Like, I turn on the radio and I'm like, what the hell is any of this nonsense? Now, it's not all songs, by the way. There is some music I still like.
Yeah,
There are songs like Uptown Funk was pretty good. I'll say that
yeah.
much.
And
I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Also, can we just talk for a second about Bruno Mars, if I may?
go ahead.
You ever notice how he's a lot more interesting when he's pretending to be other people?
I will not deny that.
It's like Treasure was one of his best songs. Uptown Funk is one of his best songs.
I
What was that other song called about that girl's sex taking him to paradise?
what was that?
Shows you how much I've been paying attention. I don't even remember how to get through this room properly.
Shows how much I've been paying attention. I vaguely remember Bruno Mars himself.
To be fair, the point I'm trying to make is unless he's doing something that's a derivative, he's not very memorable to begin with.
Yeah. I cannot. I don't know why, but talking about Bruno Mars just immediately made me go to Pharrell Williams. Because like that's a new song that I really enjoy. Because I'm happy, clap along.
Oh,
If
that
you...
that's Pharrell Williams. I didn't know. It shows you how much I know about music, but yeah, I didn't understand who you were talking about at first.
I love that song. It's just so upbeat and happy.
It is,
Because
actually.
clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. And that's all I
Which,
can
by
say.
the way, what does he mean by that? You mean broken down, abandoned, and dilapidated? In which case, yeah, I'm feeling that. All right.
I'm 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 a house in the projects. I'm where Hey Arnold took place.